Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to the channel. I always like to say hello horse racing enthusiasts. This is John, and coming to you on Derby Day. This is like our Super Bowl, right? This big day. We've had a lot of time leading up to the Kentucky Derby, studying races. I mean, the prep races start in October, so it's been quite a while. At this point, we have a good idea of the horses. We have a good idea, even if some of the horses you'll recognize in the undercard, were in the Derby Trail at one point and didn't make the Derby. So it's going to be a great day of racing. What I want to do today is just do a quick recap. I want to do a quick recap, and then I want to go through a recap of yesterday, and then I want to go through a couple of races that I see, a couple of things that is going to be helpful for you in the future, and then I made a slight tweak, oh boy, to the Derby picks. Not that significant, but the mud. I was noticing the mud, and I'll get into that in a second. So anyhow, yesterday, what a day yesterday was. So if you recall, we did a video yesterday. In the video, I mentioned that I liked the Derby double. Oaks Derby double of Torpedo Anna and then Mystik Dan, and so we had a bet that yesterday, and we did, and then Torpedo Anna came in and won, so we got the first half in the bag. It's probably going to pay pretty well, considering both at least as of yesterday, weren't really huge long shots, kind of mid-range. A lot of money chasing that sort of bet around, so that should be pretty good. So if you follow the channel, here's the value add. If you're following the channel, you heard that pick yesterday. A couple of folks had reached out to me and said they were on it, so that's great to hear. And anyhow, the rest of the day, how did that go? Personally, hit a late daily double. I hit earlier. I hit a kind of another daily double. It was a little smaller. I hit also, I just missed on the pick 5, seriously. The late pick 5 I just missed, and it's kind of double-edged sword because a buddy of mine had the win, but I don't know if you remember the race IRAD was coming up. It was coming up and just beat, he was on the 10 horse, just beat the 11. I was on the 11. I had 2 horses that race, and the 11 was one of them. And so I didn't have the 10, so I missed only one race out of that pick 5, and yeah, we got a plane going overhead. Sorry about that. We're not getting bombed here in South Florida. At any rate, it was a good day of racing. End up slightly up, if I had to say, maybe even to slightly up, so that's good. Let's see, the daily double, the Oaks daily double. So yeah, so we did pretty good. Okay, so the racing today, I do want to go through just real quick some things that I saw. And what worked out really well yesterday, at least for me, and hopefully for y'all, is I list out the picks in the comments section. We're going to go ahead and do that same thing again. I'll usually 4, sometimes I do 5, particularly on the turf yesterday. Right, wasn't sure if it was going to scratch out. I want to have an extra horse in there, so I'll do 4 usually. And then the long shots. So out of long shots, 12 races yesterday. We had 2 long shots, so that was really nice. It really afforded us to have some flexibility in some of the other wagering. So sitting pretty going into Derby Day. So so first thing I wanted to do is just go through a real quick a couple of races real quick. I wanted to call your attention to race 3 today, right? Race 3, the number 10 horse. The number 10 horse is a horse by the name of Mena, right? Now, I'm not sure I'm going to do a bet on this, but hear me out for a second. So this horse is, I find very curious about this horse. First of all, I love hard-spun horses. Danzig, is the sire of hard-spun. Danzig, I love Danzig as well. The trainer is Karamori, right? Karamori. And I find this horse very intriguing. And I think at the end of the day, the 11 is looks like a prohibitive favorite in this race, in my opinion, with a speed figure of 103. That's the 11 mind frames, 2-to-1 morning line. But if you look at the 10, here's an angle to look at going forward, right? This horse is trained by Komori. This is the first time training this horse since it was claimed on March 23rd. Very interesting, right? Now, why is that interesting? Because, like, if you go back three races, Komori was the previous trainer. So it was Komori's horse. He trained it, did fairly well with it, a couple of wins. And then you look at, it goes 3 races, and Komori claims him back. So I find that intriguing because he cares enough about the horse. He thinks the horse has value. He thinks he can do something with the horse, and he thinks he can go out and get it cheap and then earn more money going in the future. So I thought that was good. You know, as I was saying, the 11 has a 103 speed figure, and the best that Komori, the Mena, the 10, has done is a 69. So I really don't think that we can apply this angle this time around, but you know, it's always good to point that kind of thing out. The next race, oh my goodness, this one is heartbreaking. I'll get into it a little bit, but yeah, we're looking at the 6th race. Let's go to the 6th race. This one really got to me. I think it was a couple of years ago. Pick 4, last race of a pick 4. I had 2 horses. No, I had 1 horse. I singled it, and I can actually tell you the horse that I singled it to. It was Hot Peppers, right? And I don't recall exactly how much it would have paid. It was, but I think it was probably 4 figures, right? It was probably 1,000 or something like that. And on a very simple bet. I don't bet huge amounts of money. And going down, it was almost like I just described. Got nipped just at the wire by this horse that's running today, in the 6th race, number 4, Chi-Town Lady. And now, so Chi-Town Lady, broke my heart that day. Now I'm looking at Chi-Town Lady, and that was August of 22. Ran 2 races in June in 2023. At a moderate sort of a little less than those 2 wins in 22. The one I was speaking of, the 90 speed figure, and then went on the shelf for almost a year, and then came back at Tampa. I feel like I was there. I don't know. Came back at Tampa, ran an 86 to win a 50K race, stakes race. So why am I mentioning him here today? Well, I look at this. I look at his workouts. The workouts are B. I think he belongs in the race, and he's a Grade 1 winner. Well, she is, right? Chi-Town Lady. And so that's going to be one of my picks today. So the 6th race, number 4, Chi-Town Lady, broke my heart, and hopefully we can win some money with her this time around. All right, enough of that. So my long shots, I have segregated the long shots. I've put them in, there's some that I like, additional ones that I like, and I'll show them in the comment sections under the long shots. And now for the Kentucky Derby. Okay, so Derby, what a time the Derby is. I have so many memories as it relates to the Derby. Oh, first of all, my producer wants me to show this shirt because we got this shirt especially for the Derby, right? I think I wore it a couple of days ago, but you couldn't really tell what it was saying. Talk Derby to me, so I'll talk it with anybody really. But all right, so the Kentucky Derby today. It looks as if we're going to have rain during the day. It looks like we're going to have a muddy track. It may be sunny at the time, but it definitely won't be. I suspect that it's actually pretty good that it's will be sunny out. Maybe it's sunny out for a few races, because what will happen is maybe they'll harrow the track, and that I think that changes a lot. But it likely will be sealed. It'll be a fast track, but it'll be a sealed track. And just so everyone knows, they run metal plates over the track, and they just like squeegee the water out of it. They keep it sealed in case there's any other rain, and it will flow right off. But it's like for the horse, I don't really like it because it's a little harder on the horse. Horses, maybe have more injuries or come back a little bit, slower from this race kind of thing. But okay, so what does that mean? As I mentioned earlier, I think Fierceness has good wet statistics, and I think given the right race, he's been working out the best. He's like an A- workouts. He's going to be, he should win the race. All right, so now what do we do? Well, we can't make any money with him unless we do a try, so we are going to do a try. I'm going to do what they call a try wheel. I'm going to put the 17 on top. That's fierceness. And then I'm going to put horses underneath in a staggered sort of formation. So I still like I still like Anna Marie. I still like Anna Marie. I think Anna Marie is going to have a good race. I'm not sure how, I don't really know how to calculate in the impact that the sealed or wet track will have on it. But that's basically going to be everyone's, sorry, I had segregated already. That's going to be basically everyone's problem. So who else do we like? Well, the backside of our Oaks Derby double is Mystik Dan. You look at Mystik Dan 1 for 1, and he had an eye-popping 101 buyer in the mud at Southwest. So sorry for the folks that maybe have gone out and already done bets based upon what we said earlier, but I have to find a way to work Mystik Dan into that try. Still think first fierceness more often than not. Okay, let's say out of 100 we'll win 60% of these things, maybe more than that, maybe 80%. But I think Mystik Dan is a good mud runner, and so we have to work him into it. So we're going to have 17 with. We're going to say the 3. That's Mystik Dan. I like Catching Freedom. Closed well in the Risen Star in the mud. So I think he ran a 92 then. That was several months ago. So I think that it should be in there. Anna Marie, as I mentioned, has a good buyers, has a second place in the mud. Going to be closing. Okay, that's fine. And then because we added Mystik Dan, I'm taking out Forever Young. And so that's the Japanese horse. And I did a little something on the Japanese horses earlier in the week. And reason I'm taking them out is I'm hearing stuff about the Japanese horses being a little skittish. How the mud in the sealed track is going to impact them, it's going to be hard to tell. I think there's too many variables. So I'm going to pull that 11 out. We're adding Mystik Dan into the mix. And then I want to add the 8, Just Touch. The 8, and remember, has only 3 times, improved all 3 races. Came in second in the Bluegrass, a grade 1. That's why he's here. Justify sire with a out of a Tappet mare. So has the pedigree to go longer, stalking style, maybe has tactical speed, and can get out. Because here's one thing that I'm a little concerned about with, not necessarily Anna Marie, but with Catching Freedom. I watched yesterday on the seal track. You're seeing horses that are have to pass so many horses in the mud. It's just not happening in a very effective manner. So horses are winning more on the front side. So what does that mean? Oh boy, fierceness gives more credibility to fierceness. And then look at this, Just a Touch. It's its early pace figure according to DRF is 124. It looks like he has tactical speed. They could Florent Giroux could decide to use some of it. He's in position 8, so it's not like he's going to have to rush out and use a lot of horse to get out in the front or getting in that first group. So I think that 8 needs to be in there. And then I also like, I like this story of Just Steel. D. Wayne Lucas, I'd love to see something there. Asmussen, Keith Asmussen is the jockey. Just read a great story, so I'll put him in there as well. He deserves it as well. Closing, has good mud numbers. He doesn't have a win in the mud, but has a second and a third, so it definitely belongs there. So where are we? We're 17 with the 3-4-7, 3-4-7-8 with the 3-4-7-8-6. So again, 17 with the 3-4-7-8, 3-4-7-8-6. That's our try. Win, I'm going to stick to my guns on that one and do Anna Marie. I'll have a short win bet on that. I thought about a little bit on Just a Touch, but we'll see. We already have what could be a good number. I think yesterday when I saw what the value was, it was going to be something like $500. So I just don't know if that was for everything I bet or for $1. And then so I don't have to spread too much with Mystik Dan because we got coverage there. But I do have a couple other things that I'm going to think about. As I mentioned before, during the Holy Bull, I spoke with the trainer Victor Barboza. He was at Gulfstream right on the apron, and I was sitting there talking to him. He was wearing a Grandmo hat, and we chit-chatted. And he said, "This horse, if I can get him into the Derby, and train him up to it, he's a competitor. So I'm going to do something with Grand Mo as well. It's kind of not a lot. I don't think it has to be a lot. If he's 50-1 morning line, you know, as my producer, the Mrs. Horse Race Enthusiast, did on Rich Strikes, put $10 on, we won $800. So sorry, I don't know if you heard that, but I'm getting a call. All right, so Grand Mo, I'm going to do something with that. I'm going to do something with that, and with Grand Mo. So anyhow, so in the comments, I want to say a couple things. In the comments from a couple of days ago, I think Thursday's video, and I should say, let me digress one more time. What attention we're getting during this year's Derby, right? Thursdays, we have over 1,300 views of it. That's crazy for us. We've picked up over 30 subscribers during this time. Welcome to the channel. I think you're going to find value in it. Go ahead and spread the word, right? Last year at Saratoga, I handicapped every day. Had the setup just a lot like we're doing now with the top 4 picks, my top 4 picks, as well as the long shots. So you're going to find some value here. So it's not just the one and done with the Kentucky Derby. And so anyhow, getting away from the digress, thank you anyhow for all that viewership and for all those likes and all those subscriptions. So Kentucky Derby, you saw a comment in the field, I think Thursday's video, that said, you know, what about Mrs. Horse Racing Enthusiast pick? She had a 65-1 shot. So I thought I'd take a quick, we'll talk a little bit about that real quick. So this is, I think, 2019, and this is the one where Country House was put up, right? And we had made a calamity. I made a calamity of errors in betting. We ended up with a good amount of money on them. And long story short, it was put up, it stayed, and Country House won, and Mrs. Horse Race Enthusiast won. And like to date, the family, I do all kinds of stats. I got sheets, I got schedules, and I analyze this thing 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to Sunday. And it's this Mrs. Horse Racing Enthusiast that has the highest payout any Kentucky Derby any day, and so there you go. So she buys the shirts and she makes the best picks, and so that's all for us to say. Like, who does she like? She has a little bit of cold, a little bit of cough going on right now, but what we want to know is from Miss Horse Racing Enthusiast. What are the picks this time around? So, okay. Linda, go ahead and take it.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm sorry for the cold and cough. So I have a few names in front of me. I'm just going to go over some of the ones I was contemplating. Then I'm going to tell you who I picked. So Door Knock, can you tell me approximately what the...
I can't, no. The morning line was what, 20-1?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because I would have to take the phone.
Okay, sorry. So Door Knock, I know you love Honor Marie.
Yes.
West Saratoga has some great, is a great long shot. Then there's Stronghold, which last I saw was 32-1.
Yep.
Resilience is 20-1.
Yeah.
And Epic Ride is 47-1. I would say my 3 favorites are Door Knock, Stronghold, and Epic Ride. The one I'm leaning towards right now is Stronghold. So I'm probably gonna, I might put a little bit of money on all 3, Door Knock, Stronghold, and Epic Ride. Feeling the most confident about Stronghold and Epic Ride. I like to do the long shots because I like to win big or go home. So right now that's West Saratoga, by the way, is a great long shot last I saw. But I'm feeling really strong, about Stronghold, and I like Epic Ride too. So those are my 3 favorites: Door Knock, Stronghold, Epic Ride. So I'm personally hoping everyone has a delicious mint julep and makes lots of money and has a really great time watching.
Yes, that's great. All right, good. I think we're running out of that Country House money with all those favorites that you like there.
Yeah, we ran out a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, anyhow, what a great day. Enjoy the racing. You know, make your bets, stick with them, Usually it's your first thought is the right one. And I'll get the comments out there with the top 4 and then the long shots, and go have fun. All right, enthusiasts, it's been great and over the last few days. Have a great day. If I see anything that changes, I'll let you know, and good luck at the track.
Make lots of money. Bye.
Bye.